Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're doing a good old-fashioned luxury beauty haul. I have some makeup, some skincare, and lots of fragrance. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a makeup artist as well as esthetician, and I now offer this online beauty consulting service. So this is a one-on-one consultation where we talk about any and all beauty concerns you might have. This might be specific, this might be a broad subject you just want to pick my brain on. It's really up to you. So if you want to make an appointment, please click the link in the description box down below. Now, the first item I want to talk about is this perfume from Gucci. This is the Gucci Guilty Eau de Toilette, and this is in the 75 milliliter bottle. Now, I bought this because I wore this when this came out originally. So this came out 10 years ago, which makes me feel so ancient. But when this first came out, I loved this perfume. I bought a few bottles back to back. This is an eau de toilette, but it has a nice character to it. It is floral, but it's also spicy, but it's a soft spicy. It's this warm spicy. It's very feminine, it's a little bit fruity, a little bit sweet, a very sexy perfume as well. You get a really nice mandarin and bergamot accord at the top of the perfume. So you do get a little bit of citrus, but it's not like a green citrusy fragrance. It's just light and fresh, but you also get a bit of vanilla and musk and amber. So it has that sexy, mysterious vibe to it, but it's not too heavy. You could wear this for the daytime. It doesn't have to be a nighttime perfume. I think the fact that it's an eau de toilette makes it a bit lighter and a bit fresher. And then you have some jasmine and some lilac as well. You do notice the lilac in here. And there's a bit of peach, but it's not like a super sweet peach. It's just that fruity lightness that lightens up the amber and the musk and the vanilla. And this brings me back so much because I used to wear this all the time, and I was just in the mood to buy a new perfume, like new-ish, and it's so hard to buy a perfume online these days without testing it out, so I just decided to go with an old favorite. And this smells just as good as it did 10 years ago, so I'm glad I could get a refill before they decide to discontinue it or reformulate it. You know how they do that. Okay, so I have some samples I want to talk about here. This is from, please bear with me here, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Paris. Let's just refer to this as MFK for now. This is so popular. I have seen this name pop up everywhere with perfumes. I have seen everyone who's a perfume reviewer talk about this perfume house, and I have some samples here. So I have L'Eau à la Rose, which is an eau de toilette. This is a floral, powdery, light, feminine, fresh perfume. There's notes of lychee and pear, which give it that sweetness and that lightness, but there's also violet and lots of rose, of course, after the name here. It's a really nice, soft and feminine fragrance. And then from MFK, I have the Gentle Fluidity in gold. So this is a unisex fragrance. So I would describe this as a very powdery vanilla fragrance. It's also very musky and also very woody. I can definitely see how this is a unisex fragrance because it's not a overly sweet vanilla. It's very musky and very woody. You get some wood notes, you get some juniper berries, you get some amber. This is not my favorite fragrance. Something about it to me screams very masculine. I know it's technically a unisex fragrance, but on me, I find it pulls a little bit more masculine. But if you like the vanilla scents that are not too sweet and maybe not too feminine, I think this could be for you. Now, last but not least, in the MFK category, I have Baccarat Rouge number 540. This is the Extrait de Parfum. So I have seen this everywhere, every blog, every video, everywhere I have seen this. This is supposed to be one of the nicest, most refined luxury fragrances. I didn't mention the prices, but these are really expensive, like really expensive. MFK in general is just a very luxury perfume house. So I think, you know, like a 15 milliliter might run around $300 or $400. I'm not even joking. I think it's around the Tom Ford price range, maybe a bit higher. But anyway, this one here, I have seen so many people love and just adore and just buy bottle after bottle. This is supposed to be a very woody fragrance with a almond scent. It's supposed to be spicy and have some amber to it. I have been trying out this fragrance and I have to say, I do not like it at all. There's something about this fragrance on me I cannot stand at all. Like this, I can't. There's notes of cedar, of saffron, wood notes. There is bitter almond in there as well. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but on me, it smells spicy. Not spicy in a perfume scent. I swear I smell like a seasoned steak when I wear this perfume. It's so strange. You know, I don't think I've had such a strong aversion to a perfume since I tried the Terry Mugler Angel perfume. It's definitely not the same category of fragrance, but the physical aversion that I get is the same. Something about this I cannot stand on me. Like it's I don't want to say gross, but it's gross on me. Everyone else in the world loves it. Like I know so many people who wear this and it smells fine. Something about me and my skin and my pH, they do not like this perfume. One thing I can say about all three of these MFK perfumes is that they last all day. Unfortunately for me, I sprayed the Baccarat Rouge 540 on some of my clothing when I was trying it out, and I had to wash the clothing because after 2 or 3 days in the closet, it still smelled on the clothing and it made my closet smell like the perfume as well. It was a disaster. But all three of these perfumes are very long wearing. I'm talking several hours and even a few days on your clothing if you spray it on your jacket or a vest or something. All right, now I have a bunch of perfumes from Byredo. So the first three are Blanche, 11th Hour, and Flowerhead. Blanche is a light, flowery perfume. It's powdery. There's aldehydes in here. I would definitely say it's more of a daytime fragrance. You do get a bit of musk, but you get lots of rose and also a bit of violet in there, which is really nice. It's a flowery scent, but it's a little bit sweet, but not like a sugary sweet. I think Blanche is just a really nice everyday daytime fragrance. 11th Hour is a bit sexier. It's a bit more musky and woody. It's also a sweet amber and also rum type of fragrance. It's a very sexy fragrance. I think it'd be more for like evening if you want. I mean, if you want to follow the rules, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. But there's also notes of plum and cognac. So it gives it that sexy mysteriousness because it smells like an alcohol, but not like rubbing alcohol, more like a dark rum or a cognac. So it smells like that sweet spiced alcohol scent. And there's also some tonka bean in here. It's a really lovely fragrance. It's definitely my type of perfume. And then Flowerhead is definitely very floral, as the name would suggest, but it's also quite green. This is not my type of fragrance because oftentimes green perfumes tend to turn a bit into bug spray on me. I think it's a fine perfume for every day. There's a bit of lemon, a bit of cranberry, so you get like a little bit of sweetness, but it's very floral. Now for these three, we have L'Île Fleur, Mojave Ghost, and Pulp. So L'Île Fleur is a very interesting fragrance. It's floral, it has a lot of rose in it, but also some sort of like leather scent. It's quite a peculiar fragrance. There's a bit of warm and spiciness to it. There's a bit of fruitiness, but it's a very floral perfume. There's a lot of rose in it. There's also a little bit of vanilla and some sort of leather scent or leather note mixed in with a bit of saffron and maybe orange or clementine. I don't know, it's a very intriguing perfume. I don't think I would buy this full size, but it's fun to play with a sample. Now, Mojave Ghost is really beautiful. It's a very floral perfume, but there's also some violet in there, which to me, violet is a floral note, but it's a bit lighter, a little bit fruity and sweet, so it just kind of lightens the whole perfume. And it's a bit powdery. There's a bit of amber and musk mixed in there as well. You get your magnolia, you get your violet, a bit of musk and sandalwood and cedar. I think this would also be a nice daytime fragrance. It just smells really nice and classic. Okay, so Pulp is a very sweet gourmand perfume. It's really decadent. It's very fruity. It's a bit floral. There's a bit of amber, a little bit of wood in there too. But you also get some fig. And I find that fig reminds me of those rum or cognac notes. It has like that rich, sweet scent. It smells just very decadent. I think there's also a bit of red apple in there. So just that crisp, fruity note. And the last one from Byredo is Rose of No Man's Land. So this is a very rose floral perfume. It's incredibly floral. That's really the takeaway from this fragrance here. But there's a little bit of fruitiness and a little bit of amber and soft spice, but very, very soft. I think there's a bit of raspberry in here, maybe some raspberry flower, if that's a thing, like the flower on a raspberry bush. That little bit of fruitiness is there, but it's just a very overwhelmingly floral perfume. If you love very rose or floral perfumes, I think Rose of No Man's Land is for you. Moving on to some nail polishes. Both of these are from Gucci Beauty. The first one that I got is called Dorothy Turquoise, and then Melinda Green. These are both just such fun, bright nail polishes. I love a flashy manicure, and both of these are incredibly opaque and true to color. With a base coat and top coat, and then 2 coats of each of these, you get exactly the color in the bottle here. You get the green and the turquoise perfectly. And then I got 2 of these eyeshadow singles from Bobbi Brown. These are the Sparkle eyeshadows in the shade Cement and the shade Silver Lilac. I am wearing Silver Lilac today mixed in with some Dior eyeshadow. Now, I had one of these prior, but I decided to just get a couple more because these are just such lovely shadows. These are just so easy to use. You just have to swipe your finger in a few times and then place it on your eye. You don't need a brush. You get a perfect transfer of sparkle and beautiful eyeshadow, and it really helps transform a look. And I like that these are in a powder format because a lot of companies do liquid shadows for more sparkly finishes, but those tend to dry up faster, whereas these have a longer shelf life. Now, I was definitely on a sparkle eyeshadow kick, and I recently purchased these MAC loose pigments in the shades Vanilla and Melon. Now, I remember using these about a decade ago, so I must have been feeling quite nostalgic to buy this Gucci perfume and these MAC eyeshadows, but there's something about these that are so nice. They're easy to use. You can use them all over your lid, or you can just use it on the inner corner to add a bit of sparkle and shine. And I just think that this vanilla shade is just like a really easy, light, sparkly shade. And then Melon is actually quite peachy, and it's just very, very flattering. So I don't know what nostalgia took over me, but I bought these. And then last in the makeup category, I just bought myself a backup of the NARS eyeshadow primer. I have no idea how many of these I have bought in my lifetime. Many of them. People always ask me what I use to prime my eyeshadow before I do my makeup. It is always the NARS eyeshadow base. It's just the one that I go to. I've tried other ones and sometimes they don't work. Like sometimes they're catastrophic how poorly they work. But this one here always works for me regardless of the makeup. So I just go back for this one here. Okay, so the last category is skincare. So the first item here is a cleanser. This is from IS Clinical, and this is their cream cleanser. So this is supposed to be a lightweight but also cream cleanser for more dry or dehydrated skin types. And I've just heard a lot about IS Clinical as a skincare company in general, especially their cleansers. So I thought I would give this one a try, and especially because I have dehydrated skin, I decided to go for the cream cleanser. but they went ahead and gave me this sample here of the cleansing complex. Now I think this is the original cleanser that they have. This one here is supposed to be amazing for removing impurities, cleaning the skin, and this includes removing makeup as well. But this one here, I think, is supposed to be more for blemish prone skin. So I will go ahead and use both of these and give you guys a review shortly. And then last but not least, I splurged and bought myself the Chantecaille Rose de Mai facial oil. Now, I love to top off my evening skincare with a little bit of facial oil, especially now that we're moving into the colder months. Sometimes I stop a little bit in the summer because I just don't feel like I need that protective barrier as much, but it's getting colder, so it's time to bust out a good facial oil. This one is just so nourishing and soothing, and I also like to mix it into my foundation every now and then. Just a drop or two just helps the foundation glide on really smoothly. It helps make it look really light and fresh, and it also gives it a more natural finish because you are thinning out the foundation a little bit. I think this is a tip that I learned in one of the Chantecaille master classes they're having online. And so anyway, I was persuaded and I bought the full size of the oil. I was able to get samples beforehand, and then once I tried it, I was like, okay, this is good. Okay guys, I think this is it for today's video. So many perfumes. My perfume section was quite lengthy with all of the details about them. But anyway, I hope that helped. I hope that you guys at home got some good advice or tips. I know buying perfumes online these days is so difficult, and unless you can get a sample, it's so hard to do. That's why I've been buying old favorites, because sometimes you just feel like having something new in your collection, but it's kind of hard to do that if you've never tried the perfume. So that's why I'm kind of gravitating towards items that I've already tried, or if I can get samples first, that's always helpful. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of today's video. What did you think of today's haul? Do you like any of these products? Do you dislike any of these products? Please sound off in the comments section. Anytime you leave a like or you leave a comment, even if it's just a little emoji, that helps my channel out tremendously, because anytime you engage with a video, the YouTube algorithm sees that as a good thing and will send more people my way. So if you would like to support me, if you'd like to encourage me, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like the video, and leave a comment. All right, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.